You spent 20 years building expertise. You ran teams, delivered results, sat in rooms where decisions worth millions were made. Then you left corporate, started your own business, and quietly discounted your first 3 clients. Why? Welcome back to Women Leading Beyond Bias. I'm Sandra D'Souza, founder of Elect. Today's episode is for the women who have made the leap from corporate into business, and for the ones who are thinking about it. We're going to talk about pricing, not in a tactical, here is my rate card way, but in the deeper way that pricing tends to play out for ex-corporate women in their first year of business. Research from women's entrepreneurship networks consistently shows the same pattern. Women-led businesses, on average, charge less than men-led businesses for comparable services. Women are also more likely to offer discounts, more likely to extend payment terms, and more likely to over-deliver on scope without adjusting the price. A study from American Express found that women business owners report lower confidence in their pricing decisions, even when their margins are strong and their client outcomes are excellent. The gap is rarely about market rates. It's about what we believe we're allowed to ask for. I've watched this pattern repeat across the women in our Elpreneur community, and I've lived through versions of it myself. A woman leaves a senior role in a corporate where she was paid well, respected and trusted with significant responsibility. She starts her own consultancy, and then the first client conversation arrives. She does the proposal, and then somewhere between writing the rate and sending it, she takes 10 or 20% off, sometimes more. Her reasoning sounds practical. She wants to win the first client, she wants the case study, she wants to be generous. She doesn't want to come across as expensive. But here's what's actually happening underneath. She's pricing for permission. She's pricing as if she still needs someone to prove her worth. And the corporate she just left was always the one giving that approval. So when you spend decades inside a structure that decided your salary for you, it can take a while to remember that you are now the one setting the number. If you are pricing your services for the first time or rethinking the rates you set when you were just starting out, here are the 3 things worth holding on to. 1, the price you set sends a signal before you say a word. Client reads your rate as part of your credibility. A price that is too low can quietly position you as junior, regardless of how senior your background actually is. The right client, the one you actually want to work with, is often the one who sees your rate and thinks, good, this person takes herself seriously. 2, discounting is rarely strategic. It's usually emotional. Most of the time, the discount we give isn't because the client asked for it, it's because we were quietly worried about losing them. When you find yourself shaving the number, it can be helpful to pause and ask whether the discount is solving a business problem or soothing a personal one. 3, your pricing will keep teaching you who your clients are. As your rate rise, the conversations change. The clients who push back on every dollar fall away. The clients who value what you do remain. This is not a flaw in pricing. It is one of pricing's most useful functions. This conversation lives inside 2 parts of the PRISM framework, skill set and mindset. Skill set, because pricing well is a skill, not an instinct. It involves understanding your market, your costs, the outcomes you deliver, and how to talk about all of it without flinching. And mindset, because the deeper work is often about giving yourself permission to charge what your experience is worth, permission to walk away from the wrong client, permission to believe that the value you delivered inside corporate is still the value you carry into your business. Here's a question for the week. If you knew with complete certainty that the right clients would pay your full rate, what would your full rate actually be? Write that number down somewhere, not because you have to charge it tomorrow, but because seeing it in your own handwriting starts to make it real. Thank you for joining me today. If you are in your first year of business or know a woman who is, this conversation might be a useful one to share. I'll see you in the next episode.